There has been a post.
Don't double. Don't
Some international students living. Shout out to Six Bus TV. International students living in Canada says it's unfair that he has to pay more for his tuitions than a Canadian who was born and raised here.
What?
Now,
What does that mean?
I guess long story short, he was talking about his tuition being a certain amount,
Right.
and a Canadian born here has to be paid less.
Right.
Sir, before I go off, I'll let you guys let the steam off a little bit.
Steam.
Because, there's something called taxing.
There's something called taxes. Which, an annoying question that I don't know why people ask, which makes me think people are doing some under the table thing. You say a price or something and you're like, that's with tax, right? Yeah, it's with, what do you mean it's with tax? Why would you ask me?
With
is it
tax.
With wax? Like, what are you into? Like, well, why would you ask me that question?
Yeah, man.
Ask smarter questions. Son of bitches. Anyway, but regarding this now, it's like, yo, like, if you have to pay $45,000, that's, like you said earlier, it's a business.
It's business.
Schooling has turned into a business.
I mean, it always has been.
No, no, sorry.
Honestly, no, but I feel like there's a generation of
I
us.
should have acted a little.
There's a
No,
there's a generation of us that believe that if you went to school, you would leave with a job, and
yes.
you were terribly wrong.
That was the
because
plan.
you got out of school thinking that I'm ready to take on the world, and they were like, you don't have no experience to take on the world, and then you're just like, well, but I went to school for 5-6 years. It says that I graduated with honors. It's like, we honor your experience. You know what I mean? And then you're just there like, but that person's not gonna get out the job. I'm like, yeah, because he doesn't want to retire yet. And then like, he's like, do you know somebody here? No. Okay, well.
And you find yourself stuck being a waiter as you're busting tables as MILF women pinch your ass, asking for requests.
Well, I don't think that's everybody's life.
And you're fighting for tips because your greedy employer wants to take everything, even though
Yes.
you're the shiny.
You were watching Undercover Boss, weren't you?
I'm rolling.
No.
You were watching Undercover Boss, because I swear that was an episode of Undercover Boss.
No. But it's a theme like in that type of industry. Like you get harassed by old people, and you're getting your tips and like salvage.
Yeah, that's why I kind of laugh.
I was an engineer.
Oh,
And you're in the kitchen
slaving away.
slaving away. Jeez, I didn't want to say.
I don't want to use the S word, but
I mean,
Slave's a little heavy.
if you think about it, we're
you know
all
what?
slaves. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's,
jeez.
but this tone, I don't think it's
That's
That was
whoa. That's
I don't think that's the best tone to have. I mean,
say like you're a Magneto or something.
we all have a social insurance number. So, what do you think? They're keeping tabs on all of us?
Oh,
That's
jeez. Oh,
I mean,
jeez.
everybody has sin.
yeah.
Everybody has sin.
Oh.
Everybody has sin.
Not open your third eye. Golly!
No.
Third eye.
Well,
No, hold on. Wait a minute. Nah.
I'm a rolling.
It's not in this wallet. Which reminds me, I have to put. Okay. But anyways, now back to the students.
Talking about how it's unfair that they should pay more for their tuition.
That was a crazy revelation.
But for someone to say that, like, yo, you have some nerve.
You do.
You have some nerve, brother.
You do. I think in that post, definitely the comments kind of shared how much.
Now the comment section.
Wild.
Yeah,
Yo, bro.
Honest.
No, it's.
Some of you
wild.
guys are barefaced. Like, you
Honest.
just,
Bro.
you just sit barefaced, just
Wild.
say it like it is, or say it how you feel. Saying exactly how you feel. But yo, you gotta pay to play, bro. Because if we go to the States, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in
It's
the States.
100,000 over there.
That phrase always tickles me. You got to play to play. I've been hearing that.
No, like in the States, your
telling me this
tuition,
over and over.
you gotta go through the scholarships. You gotta go through the thing. There's nothing free around here.
There's
nothing free around here.
To play.
But especially those people in America, it's like, you are not American. You're coming here for our education. You're not American. You're not America.
Because you know what? At the end of the
understand?
day, you're paying for the
You're not patriotic
accreditation.
like us.
That's what it is. You're paying for the accredited. Wow. Accreditation. Is that what the word is?
I don't know what the word is.
But essentially the credit. You
That's a
are
country in South America. So.
you're paying for the credit for the fact that you went to a school or a place or establishment that said that you have learned all the methods of this practice at the best of the best of the best.
But here's the thing. I don't think they realize like the like okay, there's a lot of things that come with the price, right? Like for example, if I go to the States, right, and I'm an international student, I gotta pay more, right? Plus, understanding that my dollar compared to their dollar
Is weak as
is weak, so that exchange rate adds on to what I gotta pay. So maybe that's the same thing they deal with, and I understand, but like that's just what it is.
But I mean, even then, so like when you're referring to the
Entitlement,
actual,
like where did you?
but that's the thing. Like when he breaks down the actual like, and itemize the actual cost, does it seem reasonable? You know, like when you're coming, yeah, you're getting your education. It's a Canadian or domestic. That's what they call us, domestic. They pay $1,500 for maybe, say, let's 2 semesters, right? International student will probably pay $3,000, right? So right off the bat, $1,000 for sure. We're both paying for sure, right? Then taxes. You haven't been here long enough to contribute to taxes or to the system. You're saying that you're gonna just come in, take whatever it is that we have, and then leave, and that's it,
Here's the thing.
and not pay for the toll. We have tolls here. We pay for.
I think you guys need to do your research. And
What is it, the 407?
you guys
We have more than the
No,
407.
you guys, I'm gonna tell you, you guys have to do your research before you come here or anywhere. You have to do your research because let me tell you something.
The word on the street, that's starting to happen.
Because
Because
there is, I know there's crews that say invest, like come to Canada and it's a land of opportunity and this and that and maybe true in certain stipulations and things, and that's fine. You can say whatever you want.
put your hands on the maple
fine.
tree and squeeze the contents out.
Sure. Good things grow in Ontario, so they say. But like,
And you get everything.
I just feel that, like, I don't have any car accidents. My fault or anything. People hit into me. Why did my insurance go up like 120, 130?
That's
Out the gate. Like you just go tell me that like, hey, your insurance is up 120, 130.
That's crazy.
Why?
That's crazy.
Because car theft. Well, my car has been stolen.
Oh,
But
in your neighborhood though.
maybe. I don't know. But praise God that, my car hasn't been stolen. But at the end of the day, bro, like, why is that okay? Why don't you get those guys that are stealing cars? How about that?
it's you're like semi-serious for a second.
No, but
It's
for
ser-
real.
it's serious.
No, but for real, like, what are you like?
Oh, as you say that, wasn't that same cop who was informing people? Wasn't he arrested?
Which one?
The same one, because supposedly he was actually doing behind the scenes.
Oh,
Check that.
shoot.
Fact check that, please, because if that is what's happening,
Yo.
I think
listen to
that's what
me.
happened.
But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this:
As you say that.
everything is going up over here.
No,
So do your research. If groceries,
it needs to stop.
if a man, for example, I'm not gonna say what community or whatever, or any type of thing. If a man is doing a post on how to get like free food, maybe you should reconsider coming here. Coming to a certain place that might as well tell you to take it from a food bank. Like maybe
That's foul.
just maybe
That's foul.
you have to look into something and be like, I'm not saying not to come here. I'm saying you gotta weigh your options. If you see certain things happening, if you're hearing a lot of people, if you're doing your research, I don't know how they're doing your algorithms, but if you're hearing people say they can't find a job, or you're hearing people say the cost of living is high,
It's very high. It's too high.
And these stores that are
Where's the merchandise?
are what's it called? Gouging you guys for things.
Why is olive oil $20.99?
I think you should look into that. Okay?
But James, this is the land of milk, honey, and syrup. Dreams happen here. And people will step safely onto an airplane, risk having the airplane go down for whatever reason. Hopefully you come here safely, just to make it here.
You know how you achieve your dreams? You gotta wake up first.
Wow.
Let's be honest.
Wow.
You can dream all you want, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. But you gotta wake up. That's harsh reality. Delusion is just like I'm living on a dream. No, you just haven't woke up yet.
Wow.
Face reality.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be cold. I'm not trying to crush it. I'm not saying you can't live your dream. But you're sleeping on your dream. You gotta wake up. See what I'm saying? And in all honesty, you know what I mean? Maybe you should look into something. I'm not saying that don't come here. I'm not saying anything like that. But yo, if you're not a citizen, just like everywhere else in the world, you get taxing. You're Canadian. Oh, you're American. This is not. It's $1 for them, $2 for you.
Well, yeah.
That's just how it is. And unfortunately, unless you have something like more powerful, like you know what I mean, people are gonna take advantage of you. This is just the institutional way, I would assume.
Of what?
Taking advantage of people.
The institutional
Of not
way.
like if your course is $5,000 for us and we're struggling to get that course, and another person coming is like 30,000, but like that's just how it is. That's just business. You gotta pay to play. These guys pay taxes for this court. You are just coming here. Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, aren't there other places that you can get education for free?
Maybe. But you probably don't want to go there.
Well, why? Why not?
I don't know what places where you can get education for free.
Let's see.
And I don't know if they want people to know that you can get education for free.
I swear there's a few places that, you know.
I mean, that is a factor.
Because they're gonna, you're gonna come over here. Oh, you just want us for education? Get out of here! There's always someone. What bugs me though is the nerve of some. Okay.
Here we go.
Let me just.
Countries with free education for international students. Ready for the list?
Go ahead.
France, Germany, Austria, Denmark, Finland, Greece, Iceland, Czech Republic, and Norway.
Check.
Belgium.
Hold on.
Aren't those a little closer?
I mean,
Your flight isn't that much.
I mean, closer to who?
That's
Closer to who? First off, well, Nersey.
To a lot of these
That
international
was
students.
Nersey that said that.
Isn't it closer? You're in the same region.
No, first off,
that's not how
first
geography
off,
works.
France. I'll just say this: France has bed bugs, and France has bed bugs and
was
security
recent.
issues to
That
deal
was
with.
recent.
But it was recent. That says a lot.
That was recent. I mean, this international student thing has probably been going on a little longer than that. So
France has a lot of rats, more than New York.
But it's a free education. You don't have to pay for the bill later on.
France is delusional.
Again, free education. That's what the issue is here.
They don't hide. They're like Montreal. They're like Quebec. They don't like people that are not.
Listen,
I could be wrong, but
there are other places that.
You know what's crazy about that beef?
This is then the argument. What would you prefer? Your housing to be okay and everything is all right? The streets seem to be okay. You don't have to worry about no bed bugs, roaches, cockroaches, rats, whatever. They're not gonna beat you up on the street.
That's
you know,
okay. That's
the scent in the air is actually decent. Wow. But you gotta pay for your education, or pay for your education. You don't pay for your education, and you have to deal with everything else.
that's a
here's the thing.
wild trade.
The thing about it.
That's a wild trade.
But here's the thing. The problem is some people might look at that education as not as high as the other educations.
Then whose problem is
Because like
that?
it's free. No, but that's not the thing.
Whose problem
People
is that?
it's a status, right? It's a status. Like
So the free education.
there's some Caribbean education that is way more advanced than the British education.
Absolutely correct.
But like they look
Absolutely
at
correct.
you come from the Caribbean, you come to Canada, and they're like, you need a grade lower. And it's like, excuse me,
Yeah.
I know how to read and I know my timetables.
Yeah.
You are teaching these kids that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same way how South Americans go to the Caribbean to learn and practice medicine because they have a lot of the best like quality of medicine teaching and training there. Yeah. Yeah. There are other places in the world that actually provide better education. But if people are based on a status thing, that is not my problem.
Like Harvard,
And
Princeton.
yeah, like I shouldn't have to deal
What's
with you wanting to be prestigious.
Guelph.
Pay the price if you want to be prestigious then. Otherwise, there's free options. They're your neighbor.
And then there's another thing. I don't understand
I always
because
said York is
you know how you
prestigious.
crazy it's a business.
York is not.
Just how you know like school can be like a crazy business. You're paying a lot of money to go to a school, right? And some schools they have sororities. So you gotta get into a sorority, basically sell your soul to be in a sorority,
Whoa. Oh shoot.
just to get another closer opportunity to the job because you can't get the job unless you're in a sorority.
Sorority, yes.
Why do they practice something that Greeks used to do and Romans back in the day?
That's not the best example to follow.
That's
no,
I
is it?
really question that. Like,
I mean, say people just like stab you in the back. That's not.
I mean, that's a very lyrical. What did you say that was very lyrical? Because it could mean any other way. The paddling and the weird hazing and I don't know why.
Very weird hazing.
Like very weird. Like there's one video where I seen they would have.
I'm sorry, guys. I just checked the flight from where this gentleman possibly could be from
I don't think you
to
should-
Canada
I think
and
you should stop while you're at it.
to France, and I still I'm floored.
That is who said they are from where they say they are.
I'm floored.
I'll just say this.
Twice the price.
Oh, okay, but
Twice the price to come here. Twice,
Oh, it's
the
twice-
price to get here than to go to France, for example, and get free education.
Listen to me. This is none of my business.
Canada.
I'll just say this.
And our housing market is bad. So why are we here? Why? You know what?
But you know what's the problem? Here's the thing where it comes with international school because we can't look at it that way because you know what? This is why. Let me explain. Let me explain.
hear this.
I'm gonna be the
Let me
devil's
hear
advocate
this.
because they'll probably look at us and be like, "Then why are you here?" And then there's probably some people. They'll be like, "Yeah, why are you here?" You know what I mean? It's just point fingers. I'm understanding that. Like, I understand.
Yo.
I'm not trying to point fingers.
I'll just say this. As an international student, international thing, you just have to roll with the punches of whatever that country says
Goes.
goes.
So you gotta be 10 deep in the bedroom.
That's alleged. We can't just.
I-
we can't be.
I
No,
mean-
no. We are not. We are not saying that is true. We are saying it's alleged. We are not. We are not gonna. We are not gonna generalize every situation. That's what we will not do.
I
We
mean,
have to be responsible podcasters. We are not fresh and fit.
And-
we have to. We have to be responsible. Okay.
Who is not being responsible? People, we are being responsible.
the only
okay?
odd thing is you can look it up on the ad, but the ad were like the specific requirements for who they house. That seems to me a big problem. I feel like a very big problem.
No, of course I've heard of that too.
Right.
I've heard of those situations. I heard of the situation the other day with a black guy, and he, I think it was on Brandon allegedly. This is all alleged, but I think he was talking about he was finding rent to the place, and then the woman found out that he was black and said, "Yeah, you deserve to stay on the street."
Like, well, geez.
And it was a certain race
Wow.
that is maybe or maybe not talking about the student. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unfortunately, so it's like.
I love how you phrase that.
You kind of made it worse.
I'm trying to be I'm trying to not step on.
Oh,
I'm not.
I
trying to-
get it.
But like, the way I see it is like everybody has to roll with the punches. Like back then, for Caribbean people, it was just literally getting the citizenship or getting the job. If you don't have a citizenship, like you have to roll with what's going on in the situation today. In a sense, I don't know if it was tougher. I don't know if it was
Okay, so
but I
I
do believe that if you're not from that country, they're gonna tax you and they might take advantage of you.
this is true. I understand exactly what you're saying. And I think everyone who has immigrated here to Canada has actually dealt with some level in some regard in whatever industry or area had been penalized or overcharged or whatever. Completely understand. But just the fundamentals of like how the schooling is, how many years has it been since I've been in college and been paying out the backside for everything, right? Like it's been up since what? And then it's still going up even for domestic students anyways. So every year we're still dealing with the inflation. Every year we're dealing with that. But people forget that a lot of the international students come with housing. You're assumed that you already have a house here when you pay for education. It's just that you're just paying for the education unless you actually do campus.
Like the housing. I think
right now,
I think that's just a rate. I don't think it comes with like a legit housing out the gate nowadays. I think they separate that now.
because there's a protest that took place in PEI, I think around like last week, where that was the issue, the housing, right? They're like,
Yeah, you're not supposed to take in more than you actually have.
The way I see it, you know how I see it sometimes?
hey,
You ever go to the fast food restaurant, and I hate like using food as a reference.
I,
When you go to the fast food restaurant, you make your order, and then they tell you don't stay in a thing, like take a lap or go
like
and park
right.
and wait for your food while they take more money. No, how about you give me my food and stop taking everybody's money and just profiting? You need to up your speed. It's called fast food.
See, now that is the stance of the international student.
That
So I understand. But
But now,
But-
but now,
but-
but now,
you gotta understand,
whose side are you on?
I'm on the Lord's side, first of all. I'm on the Lord's side that has a sense of understanding and love for everything. But no, that's not the side of the international student. No, it's not.
That is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
How?
Yes, it is.
Explain. Because I'm talking about, they're saying that I think the stance, if you're going to refer it into a fast food restaurant, is if you see a Canadian bumper sticker go in and they get like chicken for like Toonie Tuesday, still Toonie Tuesday for them.
oh, okay.
Right? And I go, and I'm international, and I go, and Toonie Tuesday is now like 20 Tuesday. That's the way I would explain it to them. Why do I have to pay $20 when he has to pay $2?
But he was born here.
That doesn't matter to people.
Well, that's what.
What's the point of citizenship then? If it's not gonna matter,
You know what?
because that is a part of it. Like when we had the conversation about being a citizen in Japan, and they're asking for families to come and have babies and with their Japanese women. But the thing is, in order for you to be compensated, you had to be a citizen. And in order for you to be a citizen, you had to have lived there for at least 3 years by yourself, and then an additional year where you had to like do some processing. So minimum 4 years of your life has to be living there consistently, dedicated to the cause, to be able to even apply. No guarantee, apply.
You know what the real problem is? There's not really a good perk right now. There's not really a good perk.
I don't know.
All right, let me... Kofi.
Oh,
Lock in. Canadian Kofi.
Cannot.
You know what, my fellow Canadians? You know what's the real issue of us with our fellow Canadians? Is, hey, Canadians, there is no benefit of being a Canadian citizen anymore, maybe.
oh, you're going there.
Maybe. Like, back then being a Canadian citizen, it was like, yeah, free healthcare. Now it's like,
It's still free health.
ooh, free healthcare. It's not that same free healthcare. It's not like, yes, it's prepaid healthcare. But like, if something is free and the quality went down, like it has went down. You know what I mean?
No, I can definitely see
Yeah.
that.
It went down.
But there's so many reasons why.
And you know what's the thing? They're slowly pulling things out of it that nobody knows until maybe like something big happens. Like
Right.
like I already
Yeah,
know
like
that
certain services.
3-4 years ago. You said, "Oh, it's not
medicine.
covered by it anymore." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
But then they go, whoa, but I know it's not covered, but we have a program here where it's like they don't want you to outrage it. They want you to be like, well, we have a program
Subsidize.
that you can subsidize. We can still cover it, but like, you see what I'm
So
saying?
they almost
Yeah.
stopped you from pulling the cords out of the computer monitor and throwing it on the ground.
They basically, it's basically like a,
Basically.
we'll cover you if you cover us.
But I
Ooh,
mean,
that sounds a little. That sounds a little.
okay, here's another question then. As an international student, do you still get options or access to the free healthcare provided here in Canada?
I don't know.
Because if you're here on visa, you still get access.
I don't know. See,
think
maybe you just need an
Yeah.
maybe you just need an international student to speak on that. But the way I see it,
Yeah,
the problem
yeah,
is
yeah.
if you come to our country, you got to deal with the whatever
I'm just gonna
that comes with that country. You know what I mean?
Right. Whether you're in the station and you have to dodge the pow pow.
I really don't want to segue to this because it just seems very like too close to the community.
I don't know, as an outro to this, I mean, it sounds hot what he's requesting. It sounds hot, but that ain't happening.
No,
It ain't happening.
you could just you got other people mad. You got other
part.
people mad because they were like, "Who are you to tell us or tell people that like we can't even pay for tuition?" You got
Okay.
that whole battle.
So then this is also part of the reason maybe why the price is so high. According to Google, says international students in Ontario are not eligible for provincial Ontario health insurance plan. For this reason, all higher education institutions in Ontario offer health insurance plans that are available to international students.
Well, there's his answer. There's your answer.
So
Well,
basically you're prepaying for your other coverages.